We're going to turn to our top story today now. We're going to get Barbara Crown on because we are very concerned about what has taken place in Namibia. Go to the Hunt Report. The information is available, as well as the information directly from the authorities in that there in Namibia. So, Barbara, everybody has been emailing me this morning. I'm getting a lot of calls on this since I sent out the information. Clear this up for us. It's all yours, Barbara. Give us a good report on what took place over there.
Well, actually, it wasn't Craig, but his eldest daughter, Brittany, who was involved in this incident. And I'm told that Brittany is an experienced dangerous game hunter. She's been on a number of dangerous game hunts before, so this isn't her first rodeo. Basically, what I've been told, and this is based on information that was sent directly by Craig to Dave Fulson over at Safari Classics Productions, who does some filming and some bookings for hunts that Craig is involved in. And I also have the actual police reports that Brittany and the PH, Nick Kruger, submitted about this. This hunt took place in Namibia in the Karibib area. And it was a hunt for leopard behind dogs. And what happened is this was a particularly troublesome leopard that they came on, a very large leopard. And this leopard was not acting like leopards usually do when they're being chased by dogs. This one wanted to fight with the dogs. He would not tree. He led the dogs into some very thick cover, very brushy area. And Nick realized that this was very dangerous and they should back off. They called the dogs off, let the dogs cool off, and watered them, gave them a chance to rest up, and gave the leopard some time to get out of that area so that they wouldn't be hunting this leopard in this very brushy area. So they gave it some time. They went back in to pick up the scent, and the dogs weren't barking, so they didn't think anything was wrong. They're looking at where the dogs last found the leopard. They found where it had laid down in the grass, and suddenly one of the dogs starts a bark, and the next thing they know, this leopard is on them. The leopard charged them. It struck one of the dog handlers. And from what Brittany and Nick both say, it happened in seconds. Nick took a shot at the leopard as it was between the two dog handlers. It hit one of the dog handlers, was on top of him. Brittany was walking behind Nick, did not see this, comes out from behind Nick. All she sees is the leopard. The dog handlers are wearing camouflage clothing. The grass is high. All she sees is the very top of the leopard sticking out of the grass. And she took a shot at what she believed was the leopard, a leopard that had already been shot by Nick and that she believed was a wounded leopard. What happened was the leopard was on top of the dog handler, whose name is Punky, and he apparently lifted Punky up. He was biting him on the waist at the belt, lifted him up just as Brittany shot, and Punky took a shot in the hip. The leopard took off running, and they were left to sort out what had happened. Luckily, the truck was nearby because they had called for it earlier when they were watering the dogs. So they were able to get Punky into the truck and get him to a hospital very quickly. He was at a hospital within an hour, and they were stabilizing him. So that's basically what happened. I'm told that Punky now is in stable condition and even doing pull-ups, if you can believe it, to stay in shape so that he can get back out to the next leopard hunt.
Well, let me ask you this, Barbara. Were there any arrests made?
No. It was found to be an accident. Nobody's been arrested. Brittany feels horrible, I'm told, and she's started up, apparently this Punky is a very popular dog handler among leopard hunters in Africa, and many leopard hunters know him, and Brittany has started a fund to help pay for his medical expenses. Because he's not a Namibian, he's from South Africa. They all had to make some payments for him ahead, up front, basically. And I'm told that the bill is quite substantial, so they're trying to help him get it paid.
The other question I would have for you is that I know that on each hunt that I've been on, there's always been a government game officer present. I'm going to assume that that was true on this hunt. Is that yes or no?
I would have to assume that as well. I don't have that specific information. I know that there were several or two dog handlers, a tracker, the PH, and obviously the hunter. I don't have any information that they have found any wrongdoing or that anything was out of sorts.
Okay, then we can rule this an accident at this point. Now, is all the information in on this, do you believe, Barbara?
I don't have anything from Namibia yet, from the Namibian authorities. At this point, I don't have any reason to believe that there was anything that was a wrongdoing on anyone's part. At this point, everything I have indicates it was just one of those accidents. It was something that happened very, very quickly. And when you're in one of those situations, anyone who's hunted dangerous game and been faced by a charging animal knows at that point you're pretty much reacting. You're going on your training. You're not able to process what's happening that quickly.
Barbara, are you in contact with anyone in Namibia, in the government?
I have someone who's making some inquiries there for me now who is in Namibia, so I'm trying to get down to the bottom of what's going on. It's important to know that a few years ago Namibia had considered closing leopard hunting with hounds for safety reasons. And what I'm told is leopards, they very quickly figure out it's not the dogs that's really their problem. It's those people coming up behind them. And I'm told that they are very prone to jumping right over the dogs to attack the hunters. And they'll hit one, hit the next one, hit the third one, all of them very quickly, and then take off. And you've got 5 people that have been mauled.
Yeah, I can probably tell you for sure that there are, and certainly you go to the hunt report and you see report after report after report of leopard hunts, and we've all enjoyed doing that. I've had the fortunate opportunity of doing it a number of times in my life, and I think if I were sitting down here at the table with a number of other people who hunted leopard, we would all say and agree that we'd much rather hunt lion. They're a much easier animal to deal with. The leopard is the most cunning, and people don't give it enough credit for exactly what takes place. But if you've been there and you've hunted lion and in the same safari maybe hunted leopard, I will assure you that that leopard hunt was more intense in most cases. In most cases, certainly there are exceptions. But the leopard is a very cunning animal and very unpredictable. The lion, we call him a gentleman and a noble beast, because at least he makes a roar and he lets you know where he is and he warns you. A leopard, you never know what they're going to do, when they're going to do it, and if you try to outthink a leopard, that's when problems go wrong. Well, we're certainly glad to hear that Pookie, I believe was his name, is well. He may still be in the hospital, of course, but he will be getting out. I'm concerned with Brittany's emotional state. I'm sure that she's having a number of personal problems with that, as any of us would. But I do know Craig Boddington well enough to know that he's found the correct help for her.